Imagine a land of towering mountains, deep fjords, and icy glaciers, a place where nature's raw beauty is on full display, and the landscape is as dramatic as it is breathtaking. This is Norway, a country where the sun barely sets in summer and the northern lights dance in winter. Here the days stretch endlessly, and the nights are illuminated by nature's own light show. This dramatic landscape shaped a unique people, resilient and in tune with their environment. They have a deep connection to the land and sea, which has influenced their way of life for centuries. Long before recorded history, hardy souls settled in this challenging environment. These early settlers braved the harsh conditions, carving out a life in a land that demanded strength and ingenuity. They fished the rich seas, hunted in the dense forests, and gathered what they could from the land. Their survival depended on their ability to adapt and thrive in this rugged terrain. They farmed the narrow valleys, cultivating the land with care and precision. Every inch of arable land was precious, and they made the most of it. Life was harsh, but they were tough and resourceful. Their daily lives were a testament to their resilience and determination. These early Norwegians learned to navigate the treacherous seas, becoming skilled sailors and explorers. The sea was both a challenge and a lifeline. Their longboats, sleek and strong, became a symbol of their skill and daring. These vessels allowed them to travel far and wide, exploring new lands and forging new paths. Little did they know they were on the cusp of an era that would change the world, the Viking Age. This period marked the beginning of their expansion and influence, leaving a lasting legacy. From the late 8th century AD, the Vikings exploded onto the world stage, leaving an indelible mark on history. Feared warriors and skilled seafarers, they sailed from their Scandinavian homelands, navigating treacherous waters with unmatched expertise. They raided, traded, and explored far beyond their borders, reaching as far as the Mediterranean, North America, and the Middle East. Their longships, adorned with fearsome dragon heads, became a common sight across Europe, symbolizing both terror and innovation. They struck fear into the hearts of their enemies, who often found themselves helpless against the Viking fury, their villages and towns left in ruins. But the Vikings were more than just ruthless raiders. They were also a complex society with a rich culture. They were also traders, explorers, and skilled craftsmen, known for their intricate metalwork, shipbuilding, and artistry. They established settlements across Europe and the North Atlantic, leaving their mark on the world through their architecture, language, and traditions, which continue to influence us today. The Vikings were driven by a thirst for adventure and a hunger for new lands. They sailed west, braving the vast Atlantic Ocean in search of new horizons. One such Viking was Eric the Red, a man banished from Iceland for his fiery temper. He sailed west and discovered Greenland, a land he named to entice settlers. Eric's son, Leif Erikson, inherited his father's adventurous spirit. Around the year 1000 AD, he led an expedition that landed in North America, centuries before Columbus. They called this new land Vinland. Section 4. One King, One Norway. For centuries, Norway was divided into many small kingdoms, each ruled by its own chieftain. But around 872 AD, a powerful king emerged, Harald Fairhair. Harald was determined to unite Norway under his rule. He fought and defeated his rivals in a series of bloody battles. His victory at the Battle of Hafrsfjord marked the beginning of a unified Norway. Harald's reign ushered in an era of stability and growth. He laid the foundation for a strong and unified kingdom, setting the stage for Norway's future. Section 5. A time of change and challenge. The Viking Age began to wane, and a new force was sweeping across Europe: Christianity. This period marked a significant transformation in the cultural and spiritual fabric of the continent. King Olav Tryggvason, a fierce warrior and devout Christian, returned to Norway determined to convert his people. His mission was not just a personal quest, but a pivotal moment in Norwegian history. He faced resistance from those who clung to the old ways. The Norse pagan traditions were deeply rooted, and many were reluctant to abandon their ancestral beliefs. But gradually, Christianity took root, forever changing the spiritual and cultural landscape of Norway. Churches began to dot the landscape, and new customs and traditions emerged. Tragedy struck in the mid-14th century when the Black Death, a devastating plague, reached Norway. This catastrophic event brought immense suffering and altered the course of history. The plague wiped out a third of the population, leaving the country reeling from the loss. The social and economic impacts were profound, reshaping the future of the nation. Section 6. The Union and the Dream of Freedom. Weakened by the Black Death, Norway entered into a union with Denmark in 1397. The Kalmar Union, as it was known, lasted for over 400 years. During this time, Norway's fortunes were tied to Denmark. While the union brought stability, it also led to resentment among many Norwegians who yearned for independence. The dream of a free and independent Norway never died. In the 19th century, this yearning for self-determination would ignite a powerful movement, leading Norway on a new path towards nationhood.